What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new, my name is Evan and I make videos about hot stocks, dividends, and options. So if that interests you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. It's kind of weird because even though NIO is down today, it says that they're down around 4%. They're not down nearly as much as I would have expected they would be. Because as you guys know from past videos, NIO really follows along Tesla's stock price at a fraction of the price, obviously, but they typically follow a very similar trend, at least in the last few months. So usually as Tesla goes up, NIO usually goes up as well. And as Tesla drops, NIO drops. So that's why I'm kind of surprised why NIO isn't down more today, because today NIO has been down around 4 to 5% most of the day. But then if we look at Tesla, Tesla's down almost 20%. So if there was a day that you wanted to get in and buy some Tesla shares, now could be the day. Because Tesla's kind of been dropping like a rock. And I think the main reason Tesla has been dropping is because they actually got denied to be added to the S&P 500. And I think this shocked a lot of people because Tesla actually proved for 4 quarters that they could have been added to the S&P 500. And I think a lot of people were expecting Tesla to actually be added. But to the surprise of all these people, they actually got denied. And so I think that's part of the reason why Tesla is down so much today. Even though if we look at the 1 week chart, they've been down this whole week. They're down almost 30%. But you can see from September 4th, which was last Friday at close, they were at 421. And then today they dipped down to 341 at open. So that's a pretty large drop. And the main reason is likely because they didn't get added to the S&P 500 like many people expected. But then you go back to NIO compared to Tesla, where Tesla is down 18% today. NIO is only down 4 to 5%. So now we're going to get into why exactly NIO didn't drop as drastically as Tesla. Now obviously they don't have a chance to make it into the S&P 500. So this news about Tesla not making it in isn't going to affect NIO as drastically. But with NIO typically following the same trend as Tesla, I would have expected it to affect them more. But there was some good news that came out for NIO, and that's what we're going to get into now. So obviously, as I showed you, NIO is down today. And at the time of this article being made, they were down around 3.1% from Friday's closing price. And now they're down between 4 and 5%. And it also mentions here that Tesla was not added to the S&P 500, like I mentioned. And because of this, there was a lot of selling pressure on Tesla, which likely weighed on NIO shares as well. Much like in the past few months, when Tesla goes up or down, typically NIO follows along in a similar path as well. Well, NIO somewhat followed the same trend today, but there was also some bullish news that came out for NIO stock, which I think helped balance the drop from Tesla, which also weighed on NIO. So the good news that came out for NIO was from a German bank. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but if you guys know how to pronounce this, let me know down in the comments. But one of the analysts, Edison Yu, initiated coverage of NIO with a buy rating, and he increased the price target to $24. Now, in the last few weeks, a lot of these price targets have been around the $20 mark. It's somewhat surprising to see a price target above $20 or $21, because the only thing that's been driving NIO stock lately is their reliance on Tesla, because as Tesla has been going up, NIO has too, because people want to find that next EV company that's going to take off, and they want to find that next Tesla stock. But other than them following NIO's trend, the only good news coming out is these analysts raising their price targets, really. That and NIO reporting better delivery numbers for the last few months, but those delivery numbers have already been taken into effect when calculating the share price. They were already factored in. So the only thing really driving the price up lately is all these analysts raising their price target. And it seems each time they raise their price target by a few dollars, the share price goes up by a couple dollars. I mean, I guess that somewhat makes sense because then people think that NIO is worth this new price target. So then a lot of people buy in wanting to get in before it gets to that point. So then when a lot of people buy in, the price goes up. So it makes sense, but it seems like that was the only thing driving NIO's price up for a while. Now they've kind of pulled back to that $17 range when they got almost up to 21 or so. But with this new $24 price target, I think it's realistic to see NIO kind of go back up towards that $21, $22 range maybe. But I don't think it'll stick there for long. At least not until fourth quarter rolls around and NIO starts delivering more vehicles, because they should deliver more vehicles in the fourth quarter because that's when more people buy vehicles. And that's typically when car brands do their best numbers. Now this analyst Edison Yu, he also sees NIO as the leader of an emerging class of well-financed electric vehicles in China. And these also include Li Auto and XPeng, as well as WM Motor, but they're not yet publicly traded. But this analyst also thinks of these four companies that NIO is kind of the top dog and leads with the strongest brand perception and the highest sales volume. And he also says that they have a battle-tested operational track record, but I find that somewhat hard to agree with because they had a bailout back in May and they're paying back equity still, and they just did this stock offering to raise $1.7 billion. So I wouldn't say they're really battle-tested per se, but compared with these other three companies, I think NIO is the top dog and they are the strongest brand, as well as they have the highest sales volume. So I will give them that. But you have to keep in mind that they're still up against Tesla, who's over in China as well. So I don't know, take that how you wanna. But Edison Yu also thinks that NIO can coexist with Tesla in China. But it's somewhat hard to say because I think people over in China want to buy their own company's vehicles. At least I know that's true in the US. A lot of people prefer buying US products and they don't want things imported from other countries or just anything made from other companies as a whole. So it's possible that people over in China would prefer to buy NIO's vehicles, but Tesla has way more of a proven track record, and I think they have a better vehicle overall in all categories. The only thing NIO has going for them against Tesla is that some of the range on their vehicles is slightly higher than Tesla. And maybe with this battery as a service thing, they might be able to reduce the price of their vehicles by a little bit, which makes them seem more attractive to a buyer. But I don't think NIO can really take off as much as Tesla has unless they expand to other countries, especially to the US. If they were able to bring their vehicles to the US and get approved for things like that, then their share price would definitely take off and skyrocket. But until that happens, you're not going to see a huge increase in price like Tesla has done over the last few months. The only reason I could see NIO really taking off and skyrocketing is just around a lot of hype. I mean, Tesla did have that as well. Tesla just rode this hype wave up, and so more people kept buying Tesla shares with the fear of missing out. And so that same thing could happen with NIO. But I think for NIO to hold a solid share price and get above $100 or $200, they're going to have to report some pretty good delivery numbers as well as a lot of revenue in the next year or two. But with this whole pandemic and everything going on in 2020, it's been a pretty difficult year for NIO as well as other EV companies because a lot of them are just getting their feet wet and just getting the ball rolling. And then they get hit with this pandemic and nobody has cash to buy vehicles. But NIO still ended up rebounding pretty well with rising sales and delivery numbers. So I will give them that, but it's hard to say how much their share price can go up, at least in the near future. I think long term, they have the potential to go up pretty high in their share price, but in the short term, it's hard to make a prediction just because there's a lot of investors who don't really trust NIO yet. They don't see enough history or background on NIO. So once NIO can establish this consistent history and maybe break into the profits, that's when you should see NIO's stock price start taking off. So what are your guys' thoughts on NIO, whether you're invested in NIO or not? Do you think they could ever truly compete with Tesla on an international scale? Or do you think they're always sort of going to be the smaller brother to Tesla and always following in their footsteps? I'd be curious what you guys think and if you think NIO could ever really compete on a broad international scale with Tesla. So let me know down in the comments what your guys' thoughts are. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate if you hit the like button because it really does help out the channel. And if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe because I'm putting out videos every weekday and sometimes on the weekend about NIO. As long as new news comes out, I'll be here covering it. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss those videos. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.